Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to the channel for more Destiny 2 news and intel. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing some weapons that will be disappearing in the next 24 hours, but will be super meta in the Edge of Fate. Some of these weapons will not be returning for quite some time, at least 3 months in one case. We'll also cover all the weekly reset information that you should expect for tomorrow, June 24th. And boy, guys, I have to tell you, it is super hot where I am right now. I am in the northeast of the States. And today we have, I think, a temperature of 105 degrees. So if I sound like I'm sweating in this video, I am. Hopefully you're escaping the heat wherever you are, or at least finding some reprieve in some much needed air conditioning. I have to go pick up a new air conditioner today, because my old one went kaput. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell to post notifications so you never miss out on any future Destiny 2 content like this. You can also follow me on Instagram. It'll be linked in the description box down below. Any of those things I just mentioned will also enter you into the next giveaway on this channel. We do one every 1,000 subscribers, and we're getting even closer to 90,000. My goal is to reach 90K subscribers before the launch of Edge of Fate, so fingers crossed that we can get there. We're currently at 89.4, and almost 70% of the people who watch my channel regularly are still not subscribed. So if you feel it in your heart to be kind enough to subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. You can also leave a donation or a tip on the channel. Next to the subscribe button, you'll see the thank button. Anybody who does not only will receive a ton of entries into the next giveaway for this video, but also receive a shout out from me on a upcoming video, and will be shouted out for the remainder of the month that you do subscribe or leave a tip or a donation. Currently, the list of people who have donated to the channel, I'm going to give them a shout out really quick. We have DJ Oros, we have John Koshit, who's donated quite a bit, and I can't really thank him enough for all the support as of late. We have Charlie Boy as well, Sark Kamari, or Sark Kamar, excuse me if I butcher the name, Rage Forever, easy one to pronounce, DG Striker, Aaron Bats, excuse me, Joakim Upling, Chris Scott, Nomad, VFWRG, not totally sure what that's for, Chip and Soda, Velvet Hammer, and Richard Hartnett. So thank you all so much again for all of that, and for anybody who watches regularly or has subscribed to the channel as of late. The support on the channel has been absolutely amazing this month. But we shall now get into the crux of today's video and all the information. Also, if you're looking for a free shader, the one that I currently have, a redeem code will be in the pinned comment down below. You just have to take that to bungie.net/redeem, I believe, and enter the code, and you will get this shader that is only available for the remainder of this month. I know that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but hey, it's a free shader. What's wrong with that? The big thing that's going to be leaving us in the Edge of Fate and will not be returning until September, that'll be the launch of Ashen Iron, and I have talked about this in previous videos, is Iron Banner. So Valis Saladin, we will see no more, at least for 3 months. But though I think a lot of people are probably chasing after the Tenacious Mastery, which sidearms is still going to be incredibly good, even moving into the new tiered weapon system, a lot of these weapons, especially the enhanceable ones, will still be worth about a tier 3 and will do you well, especially at the onset of the Edge of Fate. So at least for the first month or so, until you can get some better weapons. But getting those 5 or tier 5 weapons, or tier 5 armor for that matter, are not going to be that easy. You're going to need to level up quite a bit. And I will have a bunch of power leveling guides for the Edge of Fate when it launches, but you're going to want some good stuff on you before you can get any of that good new tiered armor, as it's not going to be dropping tier 5 right away. That's going to be reserved for the higher level activities. So Tenacious is definitely a great one to pick up, but I would actually say one of the hidden gems currently in the perk pool, or excuse me, in the weapons pool at the Iron Banner vendor, Mr. Saladin, is the Lethal Abundance. Now, auto rifles just received a huge buff, and the 360s in particular will be very, very good heading into the Edge of Fate. I have a few good rolls on this. I believe it can roll with hatchlings and slice as well. I know it can roll with at least one of each of those. I don't know if it can roll with both of the perks, but I think it can. And this is just a great auto rifle all around. It's great in PvP and in PvE. It's been a go-to of mine for quite some time. Not as of late, as auto rifles haven't been that good lately, but they will be heading into the Edge of Fate. So definitely worth picking up, and be on the lookout for either a slice roll or a hatchlings roll, or if you can get both, even better. And remember, all of these weapons can be fully enhanced, which is what is going to make them very good heading into the Edge of Fate. Hopefully, when Iron Banner returns in Ashen Iron, we will have a tiered version of all these weapons and armor, for that matter. So, looking forward to that, but I'm really just looking forward to the Edge of Fate as a whole and the new armor system. I think this new armor system is long overdue, and it's actually something that I've talked about for a couple of years. I'll never be able to convince anybody that Bungie listens to me, but believe me, there's been a lot of things. Those who know me close know that there's been many things that I've mentioned years before they've done them, and then they do those exact things. So, you know, hey, Bungie, if you're out there listening, maybe invite me to play test one of your games once in a while. I'll give you some good feedback, because, you know, I really think I could do this better than you. But that's just me. I'm sure a lot of people would disagree, but not myself. If you're looking for the Amethyst Bloom shader, that's also available until tomorrow's reset, as well as the Abyssian Gold. The other thing that I'll continue to make mention of while it's still available is the alternate armor set from the Halloween event this past fall, so fall 2024. The Eerie armor set is what's available for the Warlock, but it is different names, but a general themed armor set for all three classes. You can still get this for Bright Dust. Remember, we're going to be getting free Bright Dust every single week. It'll appear right here until the Edge of Fate launches. Down on our main Bright Dust page, we had the Chain Ripper, which is probably one of the best ornaments I've seen as an alternate for Monte Carlo. I really don't like the look of Monte Carlo. It's a great weapon when auto rifles are good, but this one is just so much better. I mean, come on. They should have sold it with, I think, like some sort of, I don't know, Friday the 13th armor set, like a Jason mask or something like that. Wouldn't that have been cool? I think so. Bungie, you really need to listen to me. I have the good ideas, I'll tell you, even for the cosmetics. We had the Pinballer vehicle, Sparrow, this week, which is not going to load, but is very cool. Try it one more time. Sometimes if I click on it twice, it'll load. You would think that when you're in the tower and looking at this stuff, it would actually load quicker than when you're in orbit, but not true. Anyway, pick up this if you don't have it. We also had the Diesel Maximal ship, as well as the Golf Tango shell. Covered a few of these in earlier videos. You also have the Trinity shader, which I'd forgotten to mention in a previous video. Of course, it's not going to load, unfortunately. The load times are just killers. Oh, there we go. Hey, something worked. Not the coolest, if you ask me. We have the Irradiant Chariot. I think I said that correctly. Also, if you want another entry into the next giveaway, you can also leave a comment on any of the topics of discussion in today's video, or anything I might mispronounce in the comments section down below, or stick around until the end of the video for the secret hashtag you can leave in the comments section. All of those things will give you a second entry into the next video, entry into the next giveaway for this video, and they stack between all videos. So if you haven't done this on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back, check out another video, and do it again. I think I forgot to mention that in the beginning. We have the Presently Presence shader, which is also not going to load, but this one actually looked kind of cool, sort of an ice-themed shader. Let's see, come on, servers. Bungie servers, mouse on a wheel. Will we get there? Maybe it's a hamster on a wheel. Not even good enough for a mouse. I like hamsters, but think mice have a little bit more stamina. But anyway, unfortunately, those shaders didn't load, so pick them up before tomorrow's reset. My God, is it hot outside? Oh, I am sweating like crazy. Over at Commander Zavala, for the next 24 hours, we had the Palindrome available for the last time in the current Nightfall rotation. This will not become available again before the Edge of Fate. Hopefully, when the Edge of Fate launches, we will get a better perk pool for this weapon, as it was great, but in D1, but it's not been good in D2. It was a real PvP focused weapon in D1. D2, I don't know really where you'd want to use this. It has more like PvE perks, but why would you want to use that particular weapon in PvE at the moment? You'll also be getting the Cruel Mercy Adept if you can farm it on the GM difficulty and guarantee yourself a platinum score. You'll guarantee yourself 2 drops. Over at our buddy Banshee44, he had some good loot this week. Remember, some of this might actually rotate before tomorrow's reset, but just check out what he has. Still trying to get the timing down on when these weapons rotate. I really think they should just go back to the old rotation schedule. We have a Hollow Words with Quick Draw and Backup Plan. Nezarec's Whisper with Compulsive Reloader. Vorpal Weapon, which is a great perk, and Extrovert. This weapon can be crafted. Tarantula with Field Prep, Dragonfly. Mikado 45 with Demolitionist, Over Under, and Sura Synergy. This is a fully enhanceable weapon. Not the best roll. You're looking for a roll with Hatchlings or Slice or both, as both can roll on this weapon, very similar to the Lethal Abundance. If you see that roll or happen to see that roll at any time between now and the launch of Edge of Fate, make sure to pick it up. We have a Hooskow with Snapshot Sight, Cluster Bomb, and the Hollow Denial with Well-Rounded, Killing Wind, and Extrovert, another craftable weapon here. I really feel like these rolls are not changing often enough. We'll head down to 801 and make a stop at our favorite weekend vendor really quick. If you happen to miss my Friday video, big lag spike there. Thanks, Bungie servers. Still doing great. Over at our old buddy Xur, and he will be disappearing tomorrow and won't reappear until Friday. We have the Accurus Catalyst, and this catalyst, I believe, is only available through a raid drop, and this is, I can't remember the last time it was sold, if it was ever sold before, but a very rare catalyst indeed, so make sure to pick this up before tomorrow's reset if you're missing it. We also have the Huckleberry Catalyst. Celestial Nighthawk, which is a great exotic. All the rolls on all of these things will be changing come the Edge of Fate to the new roll system. We also had a Hollified Heart, which is a great exotic as well. Vesper of Radius, you could probably skip on if you're running out of strange coins, but also pick it up if you don't have it. Remember, all of these exotic rolls, or all the rolls on all exotics, as far as stats are concerned, will be reallocated in the Edge of Fate, so you'll only be getting 3 stats on every piece of armor that drops. That doesn't mean that there won't be spots for all 6 stats, but you will only ever get a piece of armor with 3 stats on it at a time. Those stats, however, will be much higher, so you'll get a boost in the stats that you do get, but just not 6. So you'll have 6 different stat slots, but you'll only ever get 3 stats on any piece of armor. This is kind of confusing. Typical Bungie to make things a little bit overcomplicated. So a armor piece like this with a 65 total roll heading into the Edge of Fate, you'll be able to go to 801, who will be getting a buff to her vendor pool. You'll actually be able to reallocate your exotics at 801, and it will take the 65 total, but it might move them all into, what will be the new stats, because they'll be renamed, but let's just say they're the same. You might get, all the ones in strength moved into mobility, all the ones in intellect moved into resilience, and all the ones in discipline moved into recovery. You will still have those other 3, but there just won't be anything in them. You'll have higher stats in the other 3. And it will be on a tier system where there'll always be one spike that's higher than the other 2, and then the second one will be higher than the third one. It's way overcomplicated. I think it'll make a lot more sense once you see it. but I really don't understand why they did it kind of the way they did. It just feels a little bit too complicated for new players, but it will be a better system overall as far as build crafting is concerned. We also had exotic class items available to farm this week. We had a Hawk Moon that's very good for PvP. We had a Sweet Business, Graviton Lance, which everybody needs to have if you don't. And then we have the Two-Tailed Fox, which is one of those broken, glitchy weapons that you never know when it's going to really help in an in-game activity, so definitely worth picking up. As far as legendary weapons this week, the Thin Precipice was a good one to have for sure as far as swords go. Nothing else to stand out. We'll head down to 8-1 now really quick. Say hi to Archie. I really wish they would let us take Archie for a walk around the tower. Why can't we do that? Wouldn't that be great? Or just make Archie like a vendor or something. Like, you know, not a vendor for anything major, but like, you know, maybe like a cosmetic vendor. Maybe give these shaders that 8-1 has over to Archie. I just want to take this dog for a walk. I mean, he's just stuck here all day, all night. And he's such a good boy. We need more. I mean, I know there's a couple of dogs in dog emotes in Destiny at the moment, but we need, I think, a few more dog themed things. Over at 8-1, there's plenty of cats. If you go to, where is it? There's one area, there's tons of cats. You find them all over the place. But for shaders this week, we had a Dark Amalon shader. I'm not going to look at any of these because it's not going to load. We have a new Pacific Sync shader, and then we have the future War Cult Rain shader. Quick spin around the directory to finish out today's video. Over on the moon for the remaining 24 hours, we have the In the Deep mission available. Remember, this is the only passive or quote-unquote AFK farm that, well, it's not the only, but it's probably the best in the game. All you have to do is get to the end of this mission, which won't take you very long. You do it as a solo player. You'll scan a lectern or a totem. Once you do that, the room you're in will go dark. You'll jump off a ledge to reset the encounter. Once you reset the encounter, you'll have infinite thrall in the room that you are in. There'll be 4 acolytes that also spawn in. Once you dismiss them, they won't respawn, and you can just kill thrall to your heart's content. It's great for weapons XP farming overall. I want people to know about this just heading into the Edge of Fate, because I don't think the moon is going anywhere, and this will still be a very good XP farm when it becomes available. Over on the moon, we also had the Pit of Heresy dungeon, which is still a great farm for high tier, well, not high tier, I'm getting ahead of myself, for high stat armor. Now, it's not artifice armor, but the spikes on the armor that you get from the final boss of Pit of Heresy are really, really good. And because we're moving into the new tier armor set, as I said, all of those armor pieces will be reallocated. So if you get a high stat armor drop, it'll still be worth it. And it probably might even be more worth it than artifice armor at the moment. I'm really kind of curious to see how all of that's going to work. There's some stuff that I don't know, but it's going to be a bit of a, I don't know, just a mishmash of things. We had the Eternity with all 3 of the dungeons for Rite of the Nine available this week. Personally, I think Rite of the Nine has kind of been a failure. I was really thinking we were going to get a Pantheon Pantheon dungeon like we had the Pantheon of Raids last season. I really don't think that this has worked, because it just feels like the weapons, though they're good, are not really driving me to farm them again when everything's going to be changing in the Edge of Fate. I really think we should have had actual tier armor or tier weapons available from the Rite of the Nine. I think that would have done a lot to really hype up the Edge of Fate. But in any case, Ghost of the Deep, you can still farm that second encounter, or what is now the second encounter, where you fight the Lucian Hive and jump off the ledge to reset before the jumping puzzle and just farm that chest over and over again. Probably still the best farm in Rite of the Nine. You can still do that glitch. Over on the Legends page, we had the Vault of Glass if you're looking to get the Vex Mytho class, and we had Crota's End. Both of these fully farmable this week. Ghost of the Deep, the normal version, also available as well as the Prestige Exoitc mission if you're looking for Dead Man's Tale. SAVATHUN'S Throne World, we have our featured dungeon in the Sundered Doctrine. I think it's still giving people trouble farming this out multiple times for the Exoitc. Unfortunately, I think there's also still a problem over on our other most recent dungeon, the Vespers Host. If you were looking to farm out the Nightfall this week, once again, it was the Heist Battleground Mars. And for the first encounter, if you're a solo player where you have to essentially stand around the Warsat towers, there is a way in order to get the Warsat towers to auto-complete. If you run past the first Warsat tower, go to the one on the far left, kill the enemies on the Warsat tower, but then stay away from all of them. Because what that does is, so long as no enemies are standing in the circle around the Warsat tower, they will actually auto-complete. So you just have to make sure that there are no enemies standing in the circle. But if you stand near that circle, they will come and stand in the circle and impede your progress. So just make sure to keep the enemies away from the circle by not standing near it, and they will auto-complete, and you don't really have to kill anything. You won't have to do any enemy ad clear really at all. But just a little bonus glitch that you can use if that's something you're planning on doing in the remaining 24 hours. And that is going to conclude all the information in today's video. Hopefully you found something in this video helpful. Please remember that I was sweating like crazy while doing this, and I got to head out and get a new air conditioner now. Hopefully, again, everybody has their air conditioners if you're in the Northeast and you have them turned on full blast today, so you're finding some reprieve from the heat. If you've watched to this point in the video, please remember to leave a hashtag The Edge of Fate, or a hashtag Rite of the Nine, or a hashtag Year of Prophecy, or a hashtag Archie, because, you know, we always say hi to Archie, and he deserves it. You can also leave any of the names I mentioned at the beginning of the video as a hashtag down below, or you can leave a hashtag Lord Sinister, because he's always a buddy on the channel and isn't here today, but always helping out and will be helping me out a lot come the launch of The Edge of Fate. And once more, I am Wilhelm Scream. Thanks so much for all the support on the channel again. And of course, we will see you next time. Stay cool out there, everybody.